Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Napalm, is that a top tier main battle tank? Yes, you're right, I'm playing tanks again, and this time it is one hell of an Italian beauty. It is the Ariete PSO, and I wanna just take this thing out for a ride for a few battles and just have a look at it, if it is good, if it's bad, or if it is just simply usable. I dropped an artillery strike on sea just to annoy the enemies, to hopefully get a tracking hit on an enemy tank. And you know what? The Ariete PSO seems to be a really lucky tank, because sometimes you even get an artillery strike on a TATB. But you know, we can even get luckier than this. What about a broadsiding Soviet TATU? Yes, and they just explode like nobody's business. Love this. And so I have a few seconds to think, and that's all that it takes for me to have a look at the minimap. And on the right hand side of the minimap, I see that one of my teammates is advancing, and I see this as an opportunity for a little bit of a pincer maneuver, right? So I'm using here my teammates to my advantage, or to their advantage, because if the enemy tank is distracted by me, he can get killed by the other tank of my team, and vice versa. So here I think to myself, hopefully I can get into position. I'm watching the side roads here carefully, and seems like my teammate has stopped. Is he encountering something? I don't know. The tanks are pretty quick for those small maps, but you know, this TATB was not quick enough. I'm decapping here C, stopping the ticket bleed, and then I hope that I can make here a little bit of a difference. I'm looking around, see nothing, and then somebody shot, and hello there. I didn't see that guy previously. Did I just overlook him? I don't know. But I just love how those Soviet tanks just explode, and it's fun playing against them, but I also have to say, when I play them, it is fun playing with them because of their guns and just how they look. So the look of those top tier main battle tanks is absolutely phenomenally good, right? I love those looks, I love the graphics, but the maps are not really suited for them, in my opinion. But, you know, if many people think like this, all people have to deal with the same kind of issues. So, you know, before we talk too much here, let's just briefly talk here a little bit about the performance of this tank. So, what about the speed? Well, it's pretty good, because we have a horsepower to ton ratio of 24.2. But that's not really best in class, right? A lot of the tanks are scratching on the 30 horsepower to ton mark. And so, despite having a good top speed of 65 kilometers per hour and a decent reverse speed of minus 31 kilometers per hour, you know, you're just average. What about your armor? Well, there is some armor on the turret and on the side of the turret, and there is also a little bit of add-on armor on the side of, you know, a little bit of composite armor. There is also a little bit of composite armor behind the upper frontal glacis, but the rest is relatively thin. And so there are huge weak spots. You can still get shot in the gun breech, you can still get shot into the turret ring, and the lower glacis is, like with a lot of those British main battle tanks, a huge target, and that can get you just simply one shot. So this is a little bit of a problem. Next move after this duel with this tank that I distracted so he got killed is now I'm trying to get into position to cross this road, because I'm a little bit stuck here, and that tank that was previously visible for just a few seconds just disappeared, right? And I already have my ace, so no need to rush into an enemy APFSDS round. Observe. What to do? Well, let's just wait, you know. Our team has now captured all the objectives. Let's just hold the position. I think this is a mistake that a lot of people make, that they then rush forward to the enemy cap and then get killed there. So here I see that on the minimap, my colleague has a little bit of a Russian problem, and he pings the map, so he needs assistance. So I rushed now forwards, and I smoked up to cover up my direction change. And can we reach the target before anything is done? It seems like the TATB was killed by the Begleitpanzer 57, and I just rushed through the smoke, and there is a little bit of additional machine gun fire, but yeah, before I can reach the target, the Begleitpanzer also solves that problem. So what to do next? Well, let's just see what we can get from the rest of the enemy team. We practically have won the battle at this stage, it seems like. But again, my team must win harder, and they just push more and more forwards, just making it easier for the enemy to sneak around. And A actually now got decapped, and my team just gets eaten up all around them. They just haven't realized it yet. What about the gun? Well, it is one beauty of a 120mm gun. It is the Otto Breda 120/44, 42 rounds of ammunition, smoothbore gun, and you have also three 7.62mm Beretta MG42/59s. Yeah, that was a bit of a language crossover, deal with it. But the reload, yeah, the reload is 6 seconds. The gun handling is also pretty good. Minus 10 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of gun elevation. And then we also have 40 degrees of turret rotation speed and also 40 degrees per second turret elevation or gun elevation speed. So the gun handling is just superb. The reload is okay. You're not best in class with like, I don't know, 5 seconds. But let's have a look at the ammunition. The nice thing about this tank is that with the DM33 you have a very capable stock AP-FSDS round with 481mm of penetration, 1640 meters per second muzzle velocity, and I really haven't come across any issue with the scope. As a tier 1 upgrade you then have the DM12A Heat FS round, which now sits at 480mm of penetration. I'm quite sure the last time that I looked at such caliber heat rounds, they had something in the region of 600 to 650mm of penetration, but oh well, Gaijin just printed themselves some new freshly found secret Russian documents. And then as a tier 4 upgrade we get the CL3143 AP-FSDS round. 1705 meters per second muzzle velocity and 625 millimeters of penetration, and even at 2000 meters we're still looking at 575 millimeters of penetration. That is quite impressive. Just how I screwed up that shot, but you know, screwing up shot is something that I can do as well as the enemy. Now I cheaped out here a little bit if you're really wondering about the driving behavior, because you know, I'm not thinking that it's really worth putting the expert qualification on a tank that costs a million civilians for just testing it out, trying it out, having your first look at it. So this is now my trained crew, but this is not an expert crew or an ace crew. And I think the performance would be even smoother with that. And so ambushing with the tank is just your business. The enemies are as fast and maybe even faster than you are, so don't try to play it like the rushing game. Just keep it slow and steady and just observe what's going on around you and act accordingly. Act smart, and this tank will not let you down. You can rely on decent mobility, you can rely on sometimes a little bit trollish armor, but you never really should rely on it. You pretty much always die with the first shot. You in this respect are just like a little bit of a Soviet main battle tank. And yeah, your gun is just your standard top tier good performing gun with an extremely good fully upgraded AP-FSDS round. So is this tank worth it? Well, it depends. If you are somebody that really likes World War II tanks, then this tank is none of your business. But if you like from time to time to have a good go at the enemy, and the Italian tanks are the ones that you are further advanced, then yes, go for it. But if you have any other main battle tank and you think if this is something spectacularly new, no. This is just a normal Joe average top tier tank. It has some variations here and there with the overall statistics, but at the end of the day, it's top tier. It's all high tier Call of Duty 360 no scope shooting. Little tactics are there, and that's a little bit of a shame. But it's a good looking tank, it's a good performing tank. It's just sitting at a battle rating where I'm not really comfortable with. But you know, this scene here in the background I think is a worthy ending to the video. So let me know in the comment section what you think about this tank, what do you think about top tier tanks. For my personal rating, I had way too many top tier matches that were at night. I had 3 or 4 of them in a row, and that really sucks in my opinion. I don't like this, and yeah, I think this tank has the night vision device and also thermal view, and that's all that I can add at the end to it. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, give it a subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.